Hello dear students, today we will continue the very same exercise, that is exercise 11.7. Okay, so from today onwards we will have the questions from 21 onwards. Okay, so before we do question number 21, let us try and understand this particular thing. Although I have already explained you this thing, let me explain you once again. Suppose there is a equation given to you, equation of a line in general form, and you are asked to reduce this into normal form. I hope you are quite aware with normal form. Normal form is x cos alpha plus y sin alpha equals to p. Okay, where p is the perpendicular distance of that particular line from origin. Okay, so if you are asked to reduce this general equation into normal form, then your normal form looks somewhat like this. Okay, so our next question is exactly like this only. So question C is question number 21, reduce the following into normal form. Okay, so after reducing, find their perpendicular distance from the origin and angle between the perpendicular and the positive direction of x-axis. Okay, so for a quick revision, so let me show you what we had done that time. So if this is your line, then you drew one perpendicular line, you called it as to be P, and this angle is angle alpha. So the equation will be equals to how much? It will be x cos alpha plus y sin alpha equals to P, isn't it? So that's how we are going to do. Here we need to find what is alpha and what is P as well. First let us try to reduce the given equation in this form. Okay, so after reducing we'll be able to find what is our cos alpha and we'll be able to find what is our P as well. Alright, so let us see the first question. So question number 21, number 1. So given equation is root 3 x plus y minus 8 equals to 0. Let me call this as equation 1. Okay, so clearly we have a equals to root 3, right? So therefore a is equals to root 3, b is equals to 1, and c is equals to how much? It is equals to minus 8. Okay, so as I said, the normal form looks somewhat like this. So that's why we will first calculate what is this particular thing, which is common to all the terms. Alright, so therefore we have square root of a square plus b square is equal to square root of a. How much is a? A is root 3. So we have root 3 square plus b square, that is 1 square. So how much is this? This is root 3 square is 3 plus 1 square is 1. So 3 plus 1 is 4. So square root of 4 will be just 2. Alright. So this is the square root. Now we have to divide. See here, this is my a, this is my b. Yes, b is 1, c is minus 8. Now we have to divide both all a, b and c by this particular quantity, right? Or let me directly write the normal form here. So therefore normal form of 1 will be, so normal form of this will be minus a. How much is a? A is root 3 by this quantity, which is equals to how much? Which is equals to 2. Yes, so we have x minus b. B is how much? B is 1 by this quantity, which is again how much? This is again 2. We have got y equals to c. How much is c? C is equals to minus 8 by 2. Okay, so we see that this is equals to minus root 3 by 2 x minus half y equals to minus 4, isn't it? Now we know that what is this? This is equals to p, right? So p is what? P is the perpendicular distance, and since it is a perpendicular distance, it always needs to be positive. So that's why in the right hand side you need to keep the quantity always positive, but here we see that this is negative, right? So that's why we'll convert this negative into positive by multiplying both sides with minus. Okay, so if I multiply both sides by minus, then I have root 3 by 2 x plus half y equals to 4. Okay, now this is Fine. Now here we have got, see here carefully, so here we have got root 3 by 2, here we have got how much? Half. So this is my cos alpha, okay, and this is going to be my sin alpha, remember, okay. This is the number which is attached to x is cos alpha, and the number which is attached to sin alpha is, I'm sorry, y is sin alpha. So that's why we have, see, basically we need to find what is alpha as well, right? So that's why we have cos alpha is equal to root 3 by 2, yes, and we have sin alpha, this is my sin alpha, isn't it? And sin alpha is equals to half, okay. Now from here, be very, very careful. From here you have to find what is tan alpha. Why, you will understand soon. So let me erase this part. Therefore tan alpha can be written as sin alpha by cos alpha, isn't it? And what is sin alpha? Sin alpha is equals to half, yes, divided by cos alpha. Cos alpha is how much? It is root 3 by 2. So we see that 2 into gets cancelled, so this is equals to 1 by root 3. So tan alpha will be 1 by root 3 when my value for alpha will be how much? The value for alpha will be 30 degree, because tan 30 degree is how much? It is 1 by root 3. So therefore from here we see that alpha is equals to how much? Alpha is equals to 30 degree. So we have founded our alpha, yes. So let me call this as equation 2. So therefore equation 2 becomes, okay, so equation 2 becomes, okay, so as I said, this is my what? This is my cos alpha, isn't it? So instead of root 3 by 2 I am writing cos alpha, but what is the value of alpha? Alpha is equals to 30 degree. So that's why instead of this I am writing cos 30 degree. So we have cos 30 degree into x is x cos 30 degree, x cos 30 degree plus this half is what? Half is sin alpha, and what is the value of alpha? Alpha is 30 degree. So therefore we have y sin 30 degree equals to p, and how much is p? P is equals to 4, right? So p is equals to 4. So this is my normal form of equation 1, okay, where what is the perpendicular distance from origin? P is equals to 4. All right, so these are the required answers. See, first is this one, okay, they have asked us what is the perpendicular distance, we have founded that as well, and last one is what is the angle between the perpendicular and the positive direction of x-axis, that is alpha. So alpha is also founded, which is 30 degree. So you may pause the video to note down. Okay, so dear students, question number 2, sub number 2 says, okay, so this is my 21 sub number 2. So the given equation is x minus y equals to 4, and if I write this in general form, then the equation becomes x minus y minus 4 equals to 0. In general form we must have right hand side equals to 0. Okay, so basically from here we get a equals to 1, b is equals to minus 1, yes, and c is equals to minus 4. Okay, so as I said, first we need to calculate what is square root of a square plus b square, right? So a is 1, b is minus 1, so find how much is this, which turns out to be root 2. Therefore the normal form of this equation will be what? Minus a by square root of this, right? Okay, so it will be minus a is 1 by square root of this is root 2 x, yes, minus b by this, yes, and how much is b? B is minus 1, so minus 1 by square root of 2 y equals to, next is c, right, and c is how much? C is minus 4 by square root of 2. Okay, so I have founded this, but here again I see that this is how much? This is negative, isn't it? So I will just remove this negative by multiplying both side by minus. Okay, so if I multiply both side by minus, see here, what do I get? So we have minus into minus is plus. Okay, so let me remove this and write plus out here. So after multiplying both side by minus, we get this becomes plus. So we have 1 by root 2 x. This becomes minus 1 by root 2 y, and this becomes, okay, so this becomes 4 by root 2. If you want to rationalize this, that also can be done. For example, root 2 by root 2 can be done. So this is how much? This is 4 root 2 by root 2 into root 2 is 2. So 2 and 4 gets cancelled. So this is 2 root 2. Okay, so if you see here, now this right hand side quantity is positive. That means this is my P. Alright. So this becomes my what? This becomes my cos alpha. This becomes my sin alpha. Okay. So from here, let me write once more, 1 by root 2 x minus 1 by root 2 y equals to 2 root 2. Let me call this as equation 2. Okay. Where, as I said, where cos alpha is 1 by root 2, sin alpha is this full thing, that is minus of 1 by root 2, and this is my P, right? And P is equals to 2 root 2. So one of the answers is already found, that is the perpendicular distance. Okay, now if you know class 11 trigonometry, then our work is simple. If you don't know, then our work is going to be a bit difficult. Okay, so after this, in earlier problem, what we did, we founded our tan, isn't it? So let us see in this case also what will be my tan. So as I have already written, so tan alpha is sin alpha by cos alpha. So what is sin alpha? Sin alpha is minus 1 by root 2 and cos alpha is 1 by root 2. So if you simplify this, you will get minus 1. Okay. Now if you go to your trigonometric table from class 11, you want to find for what value of angle your tan theta will be minus 1. There are many answers. Okay, so there are many answers, but you have to choose the appropriate one. So you have to choose such alpha, okay, or such angle such that your tan alpha is minus 1. Okay, with that your cos alpha must be 1 by root 2 and sin alpha must be minus 1 by root 2. Okay, so it might be a bit difficult for you, but in order to understand that, I have drawn this diagram. You need to remember this. Okay, so in your trigonometry class 11 trigonometry, you have to learn this as well. Okay, so in first quadrant, all trigonometric ratios, for example, sine, cos, tan and its reciprocal, for example, cosec, sec and cot, all of them will be positive whenever you have any angle in first quadrant. Remember, that means in between 0 to 90, all trigonometric ratio will be positive. Okay, now in between, okay, in second quadrant, that means in between 90 to 180, only sine and cosec, sine and its reciprocal is cosec, so only they will be positive. I'm sorry, they will be positive. All right, so the next case is tan and cot. Okay, so in the third quadrant, only tan and cot will be positive, everything else will be negative. All right, and in the fourth quadrant, only cos and sec will be positive, otherwise everything will be negative. Okay, so you need to remember this. Now we have to search for one angle where cos will be positive. Now cos will be positive where? Only in these two quadrants. Okay, so that means my answer has to be either in this or in this. Okay, sine has to be negative. So sine can be negative either in this or in this. So hope you are understanding. Cos has to be positive. Yes, cos will be positive either in this or this. Sine has to be negative. Sine will be negative either in this or this. So I am getting a clash. So if I choose this, then sine will be positive here. So I cannot choose this. Okay, so if I choose this, then what happens? Here my cos will be negative, isn't it? Only tan and cot will be positive. So here cos has to be positive, but if I choose this, then this will give me cos to be negative. So that's why obviously my answer should lie in between 270 degree and 360 degree. So if you search for that particular angle in between 270 and 360, where the value of my tan is minus 1, so that particular angle will be 315 degree. If you go and see in your trigonometric table, there you will see that tan 315 degree will be minus 1. Okay, so from here we can say that, or let me write, as cos alpha is positive and sin alpha is negative, then the value of alpha must lie in which quadrant? Fourth quadrant. Okay, in fourth quadrant. So therefore, okay, so you may pause to note down this part, otherwise I am erasing now. Okay, so therefore tan alpha must be equals to, okay, so in the fourth quadrant we must have tan 315 degree, as I said. Okay, so therefore from here what is alpha? Alpha turns out to be 315 degrees. So we founded the angle alpha also. So therefore equation 2 becomes, cos alpha x, that is, or x cos alpha. So x cos alpha is 315 degree plus y sin alpha is again 315 degree equals to how much? It is equals to 2 root 2. So this is the normal form of the given equation 1. Okay, so you may pause the video to note down. Okay, let me take one more problem from question number 21. I am taking question number 4. Again, this time you may have problems, so that's why I am taking question number 4 for you. So question 4 says the given equation. So this is question number 2-4. The given equation is x plus y plus root 2 equals to 0. Call this as equation 1. Okay, so we have therefore the normal form of this equation 1 will be minus a is 1 by square root of 2, yes, x minus b is again 1 by square root of 2, y equals to c is root 2 by square root of 2, right? Okay, so as we can already see that this is how much? This is positive, right? So right hand side is positive, so we need not multiply both sides by minus. Fine. So from here let me write it again. So this is minus 1 by root 2x minus 1 by root 2 y equals to 1. Okay, so let me call this as equation 2, where, so this is my cos alpha. So where cos alpha is equals to minus 1 by root 2, sin alpha is minus 1 by root 2, and p, that is perpendicular distance, will be equals to, in this case, 1. Okay, so we founded one answer, that is perpendicular distance of the line from origin. Okay, so our next aim is to find what is the value of alpha. Okay, so in this case we see that cos is negative. So let me draw that diagram again. So we have to go to such quadrant where both cos and sin will be negative. Okay, so here, okay, so let me write this as well. So therefore tan alpha is equal to sin alpha by cos alpha, right? So sin alpha by cos alpha, so sin alpha is minus 1 by root 2, cos alpha is minus 1 by root 2, so both of them gets cancelled, so this is equal to 1. Okay, so basically I have to search quadrant where my tan is going to be positive. Okay, so tan will be positive either here or here. So either my answer should be in first quadrant or second quadrant. Now if I choose first quadrant, we see that sin and cos will also be positive, isn't it? But here question says cos has to be negative, sin also has to be negative. Obviously the angle lies in the third quadrant, because in the third quadrant we have only tan and cot will be positive, otherwise everything will be negative. That is, sin will also be negative and cos will also be negative. So that's why my value for alpha lies in the third quadrant. Okay, and if you go to that trigonometric table again and find angle in between 180 degree, see here, from here to here is 90, from here to here is 180, from here to here is 270, 270 to 360. So my answer should lie in between 180 to 270. Okay, so in between 180 to 270, if you find that particular value of angle where tan is how much? Tan is 1. So that particular value will be your 225 degree. Okay, so as cos is negative, or as both cos and sine are negative, the value of alpha must lie in the third quadrant. Okay, so therefore tan alpha is 1, right? And in the third quadrant we have tan 225 degree equals to 1. Okay, 225 lies in between 180 to 270. So from here, what's the value of alpha? Alpha turns out to be 225 degree. All right, so therefore equation 2 becomes, that is, this equation becomes okay, so this equation becomes x cos alpha. Okay, alpha is 225 degree, okay, plus y sine 225 degree is equals to p, and p is equals to how much? P is equals to 1. All right, so you may pause the video to note down. So this will be your normal form of the equation 1. Okay, let me take question number 25 for you. So this question is a bit tricky and it's going to be a bit difficult for you. So question says, find the equations of the lines which pass through the point 4, 5 and make equal angles with the lines 12x minus 5y plus 6 equals to 0 and 3x minus 4y minus 7 equals to 0. So first let me note down what are the things given to us. So okay, so these are the two given lines and you have to find the equation of such lines which passes through 4, 5. Okay, so the lines passes through 4, 5 and those lines makes equal angle with these two lines. Suppose if one of the line whose equation we need to find makes 30 degree angle with this, then the very same line has to make 30 degree angle with this as well. All right, so that's what is the meaning of the question. Okay, now see, in order to find the equation of that particular line, one point is already given through which the line passes. Okay, and if we know its slope, okay, if we know the slope of that particular line, then we'll be able to find the equation of the line using which form? Using point slope form, which says y minus y1 equals to m into x minus x1. Okay, so we can make use of that and find the equation of that particular line. Okay, so the required lines, okay, so the required line passes through 4, 5, isn't it? Okay, so let the slope of that line be m. Okay, so I'm talking about that particular line whose equation needs to be found out. So I'm taking that slope to be small m here. Okay, so therefore its equation will be okay, so it is y minus y1 and it is y1 is 5, right? So it is y minus y1, that is 5, equals to m slope into x minus x1, and x1 is how much? It is 4, right? So let me call this as equation 3 out here. Okay, see here, we need to find the value of m, okay, and substitute it in the equation 3 and find what is the equation of the line. Now one thing that we know is this line makes some angle with this. Yes, so let us see how much is the angle made by this line with this. Now angle can be found using the formula tan theta equals to modulus of m1 minus m2 whole divided by 1 plus m1 m2, right? So basically I need to know the slope of this. We already know the slope of this, we need to know the slope of 1 as well. Yes, okay, so let's find what is the slope of 1. So slope of 1 will be given by, let me call this as m1. So the formula is minus a by b. So if you see here, a is 12 and b is minus 5. So we have 12 by minus 5. So this turns out to be 12 by 5. Okay, so this is one case. Now another case is slope of 2. See, we need to find the slope of this because we need to find the angle of intersection between 2 and 3 as well, isn't it? So slope of 2, let me write this as m2 is equals to again minus a by b. So minus a is how much? It is 3, and b is how much? B is minus 4. So this turns out to be how much? 3 by 4. Alright, fine. So let us find what is the angle of intersection between 1 and 3. Okay, so what is the slope of 1? The slope of 1 is 12 by 5. And what is the slope of 3? Slope of 3 is small m. Alright, fine. So therefore, angle of intersection between 1 and 3 is, okay, so let me take the angle to be theta 1. Since there are two angles, so that's why I'm taking tan theta 1. Okay, so this is equals to modulus of m minus m1 divided by 1 plus m into m1. Now I have modified the formula because one of the, see, it has to be actually m1 minus m2 whole divided by 1 plus m1 m2, right? But here the two slopes are m and m1, isn't it? See, that's why I've used m minus m1 whole divided by 1 plus m into m1. Alright, so now let us put the value out here. Or, okay, so let me keep it as it is for now. Now, angle of intersection between 2 and 3. So let us find what is the angle of intersection between this line and this line. Again, the slope of this is m2, right? Okay, and the slope of this is m, right? So therefore, tan theta 2. So let me say that the angle of intersection between this and this is theta 2. So that's why I'm writing tan theta 2 will be equals to m minus this time m2. Okay, now question says that the angle of intersection is same. Yes, so if angle of intersection is same, that means theta 1 must be equal to theta 2, isn't it? So that means if theta 1 and theta 2 are equal, then tan theta 1 and tan theta 2, they will also be equal, right? Now since angle of intersection of 3 with 1 and 2 are same, we have, okay, so we have, since angle of intersections are equal, this and this must be equal to each other, right? We have tan theta 1 must be equals to tan theta 2, right? And what is the value of tan theta 1? It is m minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 m2 equals to, we have next tan theta 2 is m minus m2 whole divided by 1 plus m2. Alright, so I don't have space here, so you may pause the video to note down. Okay, so far we have seen this much, right? Now what is the meaning of this? Let's try to understand. Now all of you know that modulus means we are just having a look at the positive sign, but it can be negative as well, right? So that's why there are two cases possible here. Okay, so I'm writing case 1. So case 1 says, okay, so if I remove modulus sign, what happens is m minus m1 by 1 plus m1 can be equals to the very same, that is m minus m2 by 1 plus m2. Alright, so this is my case 1. Alright, we'll talk about case 2 later. So let's see what happens if I use case 1. Now let us put the values out here. So we don't know the value of m, we need to find the value of m, and the value of m1 was how much? It is 12 by 5. Yes, so we have 1 plus m into 12 by 5. All right, so similarly here we have m, we don't know the value of m. M2 is 3 by 4, isn't it? Or how much is that? Let me check. It is, okay, yeah, this is 3 by 4 whole divided by 1 plus m into 3 by 4. Let us simplify this. So from here we see that if you simplify this, okay, so if you simplify this part, I'm not showing you in detail, you simplify the left hand side, so you must get 5m minus 12 divided by 12m plus 5. You must get this much. Similarly, when you simplify this, you must get this is 4m minus 3 divided by 3m plus 4. Okay, let us do cross multiplication out here. So we have okay, so after multiplication you will get this much. If you see here, there are some things get cancelling. So for example, 20m and 20m gets cancelled. Yes, both are plus. Minus 36m both gets cancelled. Yes, so from here, let me take this m square out here. Okay, so if I take this m square out here, then we have 48m square minus this comes here because minus 15m square equals to see here carefully. We have minus 48 out here, right? Let me take this minus 15 over there, so becomes plus 50. Yes, so from here we have 48 minus 15 is how much? It is 33m square. Yes, equals to, okay, so here also we have got the same, but it will be minus 33. So if you cancel 33 and 33, so from here you'll see that m square will be minus 1, isn't it? Now, m square. So square of any number has to be always positive, but here it is turning out to be how much? It is turning out to be negative. So that's why I cannot take this case. Okay, so case 1 is failing out here. All right, so you will write not possible in the bracket. Okay, so it is not possible, because the square of any number cannot be negative. So case 1 fails out here. So let us take what is our case 2. All right, so case 2 says, okay, so in case 2, see here, you have taken this to be equals to this, but this can be equals to negative of this as well. Okay, so case 2 says m minus m1 by 1 plus m1 can be equals to negative. Okay, so this time I had taken positive, so I am taking this time negative. So negative of m minus m2 by 1 plus m2. Okay, so everything is same now. See here, if you see here, values are same, right? So if value of m1 is same, value of m2 is same, so only thing is you will get a negative sign in front. Okay, so that's why I'm directly, see, I'm not writing this part. Okay, I'll directly write this part and I'll put a negative sign out here. Okay, so if I do that, then I have okay, so here again you need to do cross multiplication, and from there you will arrive at your quadratic equation. Okay, so you just pause the video and arrive at that particular quadratic equation and find the value of m. Okay, so either this has to be 0, that is either 7m minus 9 will be 0, or other one, that is 9m plus 7 will be equals to 0. So from here the value of m turns out to be how much? It turns out to be 9 by 7, and from here the value of m turns out to be minus 7 by 9. Okay, so we have founded the value of the slopes, two values, right? So let us use equation 3. Okay, so using equation 3, okay, so when m is equals to 9 by 7. So let's see what happens to equation 3 if m is equals to 9 by 7. So then we have y minus 5 equals to m. M is 9 by 7 into x minus 4, right? So let us simplify this. Do the cross multiplication. We have 9 into x minus 4 equals to 7 into y minus 5. Yes, so open up the bracket. So we have 9x minus 4 equals to, 9 4s are 36. So 7y minus 35. So take everything out here. So we have 9x minus 7y minus 36 plus 35 equals to 0. So therefore one of the equation, okay, one of the equation turns out to be 9x minus 7y minus 1 equals to 0. Okay, so this is my one of the answer when I use m equals to 9 by 7. Now next is use m equals to minus 7 by 9 and arrive at the other equation. Alright, so you may pause the video to note down. Okay, let's have a look at your question number 26. Question number 26 says, in what ratio is the line segment joining 1, 3 and 2, 7 divided by 3x plus y minus 9 equals to 0. Okay, so let me first write what is given to us. Okay, so basically this line is given to you. So let me draw that line in the rough. Okay, so this is my given line, and there is a line segment joining these 2 points. Okay, so let me call that line segment to be this. So this is my let me call this is 1, 3, and let me call this point to be 2, 7. Okay, so this is my line 3x plus y minus 9 equals to 0. Now as per the question, we need to find in what ratio does this line divides this line segment. Okay, so that means they are asking m is to n. For example, if from here to here is m and from here to here is n, then what is m is to n? That's what we need to find. Okay, so I'll just give you a brief explanation of this. So according to this, we'll assume that it will divide, okay, the line 1 will divide the line segment joining 1, 3 and 2, 7 in the ratio m is to n. Okay, so we'll find coordinate of this using section formula. Okay, so we'll find coordinate of this, and we know that how much ever is the coordinate here, okay, so the value that coordinate lies exactly on this line. So that's why instead of x, I can write abscissa here, right? And instead of this y, I can write this ordinate. All right, and from there we'll find the value of m by n. That is the ratio m is to n. Okay, so that's all is the idea. So okay, so I have named it as A. So this is my A and this is my B. Okay, so whatever I said, I have written down the same thing. Okay, so if you know section formula, wherever you have got m, that becomes your x1, y1. So this is my x1, y1, and this becomes my x2, y2. Okay, fine. So let us find the coordinate of this. Okay, so let me call this as point C. So okay, so let C be the point of intersection of 1 and line segment AB. Okay, so coordinates of C will be, so using section formula it has to be how much? M x2, we have to go to another side, yes, so x2 is 2, so m into 2 plus n into x1, n into x1 is how much? X1 is 1 by m plus n, comma, similarly we have m into y2, how much is y2? Y2 is 7 plus n into y1, y1 is 3 whole divided by m plus n, right? So this is the coordinate. Let me write it in simple manner. So this becomes 2 into m is 2m plus n by m plus n, and this is 7m plus 3n by m plus n. Now this is the coordinate of C, and we know that C lies exactly on 1. Okay, so I am erasing that diagram. You may pause the video to note down that particular diagram. Okay, as C lies on 1, okay, so that means this coordinate lies on this. So as I said, this can be substituted in the place of x and this can be substituted in the place of y. So that's why we have 3x, and how much is x? X is 2m plus n whole divided by m plus n, plus here what should we write? We have to write y, and how much is y? Y is 7m plus 3n by m plus n, isn't it? Now let us simplify this and find the value of m by n from here. Let me take this 9 out there. So we have here LCM will be m plus n, so here 9 goes over there. Okay, so we have 2 into 3 into 2 is 6m plus 3 into n is 3n, plus we have 7m plus 3n, right? Let us do the cross multiplication. This and this gets multiplied. Here we will simplify. So we have 7m and 6m is 13m plus 3n and 3n is 6n equals to this, and this gets multiplied, become 9m plus 9n. So get this m out there and n there. So we have 13m minus 9m equals to 9n minus 6n, isn't it? So how much is this? This is 4m, and this is how much? This is 3n. So from here we need to calculate m by n. Take this n out here. So we have this 4 goes down. So we have this much. Yes. So therefore from here we see that m is to n is how much? This is 3 is to 4. Alright. So this is my answer for this particular question. So you may pause the video to note down. Okay, let's take question number 27. So question says, find the distance of the point A, that is 2, 3 from the line 2x minus 3y plus 9 equals to 0 measured along the line, making an angle of 45 degree with x-axis. So let's try to understand this question geometrically. So this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis, this is my origin, okay, and there's a line present over there, okay. So there's a line and there's one more point, and that point is 2, 3, right? So what is that point? It is, yeah, this is 2, 3. So point is 2, 3. Okay, so you have to find the distance of this point from this line. Now if you want to measure the distance, there are many possibilities in which way you want to measure the distance. If you want to measure this distance, this is one way. You want to measure this distance, you want to measure this distance. Okay, so basically there are many possibilities, right? So that's why they have given you one extra condition, and it says that along which direction you have to measure the distance. So it is given that you have to measure the distance along the line which makes 45 degree angle with the x-axis. For example, okay, so for example, let me take this line. Okay, so this line is making 45 degree angle. Yes, with the x-axis, and we have to find the distance of this point A along this line. Alright, so that means we have to find this distance. Okay, so in order to find distance, so since they are talking about distance, we have to make distance formula. So in order to make use of distance formula, we need to know two coordinates. One coordinate is already known, but we don't know what is the coordinate of this. And what is it actually? This is the point of intersection of this line and this line. Okay, so for finding point of intersection, there's a formula given to you. Yes, but in that formula, we need to know equation of two lines. We know the equation of this line is, it's already given, right? But we don't know what is the equation of this line. But we will be able to find, you know, because it is making 45 degree with the positive direction of x-axis. That is, this 45 degree is my inclination. So if there is inclination, we'll be able to find its slope, which is given by tan theta. Okay, so that's why its slope will be tan 45, that is 1. So its slope is there, the point is there through which the line is passing. So that's why I'll be able to find what is the equation of this line as well. Okay, so let's find what is the equation of this line. So the given lines are, so therefore its equation is, okay, so it is y minus y1. y1 is how much? 3 equals to m. m is how much? 1 into x minus x1. x1 is 2. So from here the equation turns out to be, so let me write first x. So we have 1 into x minus 2 equals to y minus 3, that is x minus y plus 1 equals to 0. Let me call this as equation 2. Okay, so see here, this is equation 1, this is equation 2, line 1 or line 2. Now let us find what is the point of intersection of 1 and 2. Okay. Okay, so the point of intersection of 1 and 2 is given by, so this is the formula for finding point of intersection. So we have B1, see here, this is my A1, B1, C1, this is my A2, A2 is 1, B2 is minus 1, C2 is 1, okay. So A1 is 2, right, so B1, C2, so B1 is minus 3, remember here you have to be very careful out here, alright. So we have B1, B1 is minus 3, C2, C2 is 1, okay, minus B2, B2 is how much? B2 is minus 1, so minus 1 into C1, C1 is how much? C1 is 9 whole divided by A1, A1 is 2 into B2, B2 is how much? B2 is again minus 1, yes, minus A2, A2 is how much? A2 is 1 into B1, B1 is how much? B1 is minus 3. Okay, so this is your this much. Okay, so here if you see denominators are same, so you can first note down what is your denominator. So denominator is 2 into minus 1 into minus 3. Okay, so this is here this one. So let us write what is C1. Okay, so C1 is 9 into A2, A2 is 1 minus C2, C2 is 1 into A1, A1 is 2, right? Okay, so this gives you point of intersection between the two lines. Now we will simplify this. So we have this minus 3 plus 9 divided by this is minus 2. Okay, so this is minus 3 minus is plus 3. Okay, so 9 minus 2 divided by minus 2 plus 3. So the point of intersection turns out to be this is 6 by 1, okay, comma, this is this minus this is 7 by 1, that is 6 comma 7. So the point of intersection of 1 and 2 turns out to be 6 comma 7. So basically we need to find now the distance between A, that is 2 comma 3, and 6 comma 7. So you may pause the video to note down. Okay, so the distance between 2 comma 3 and 6 comma 7 is given by x2 minus x1 whole square. So x2 is 6, so 6 minus 2 whole square plus y2 7 minus y1 is 3 whole square. So we have, so this is 4 square plus this is also 4 square, right? So this is 16 plus 16, so this is square root of 32. So this will be equals to how much? So this can be written as let me directly write it, 4 root 2. You will be able to write, isn't it? So my answer, that is the distance, will be 4 root 2. So you may pause the video to note down. So next we will talk about concurrency of 3 lines. So I have already explained you the formula in the beginning, but still let me repeat it for you. So let me take 3 lines. Okay, so if all of them passes through the very same point, okay, that means the point of intersection of 3 lines is same, then such lines are called concurrent lines. Okay, and there are 3 lines given to you, a1x plus b1y plus c1 equals to 0, and these 3. Okay, so if these 3 are concurrent, then this determinant has to be equals to 0. Okay, so far you have not learned how to evaluate your determinant. Okay, so if you have done vectors from your physics, class 11 physics, then you know how to evaluate. If you have not done that, then you don't know how to evaluate this. But today we'll learn how to evaluate simple determinants. All right. Okay, so let me take question number 28. I'll do question number 1 for you. You will try question number 2 by yourself. All right. So please remember, all of the equation has to be in general form. That means your right hand side must be 0. All right. Fine. We have 28 1. So the given lines are okay, so these are the 3 lines given to you. So if you compare this with this, what is the value of a1? a1 will be 1, b1 will be -1, c1 will be -1. See, this 25 was written out here, but I have to write this in general form. So that's why I have taken this to left hand side. So becomes -25. Okay, so therefore, now let us calculate this determinant. See here very carefully. So a1, b1, c1 will be in the first row. So we have a1 is 1, b1 is -1, c1 is -1. Okay, a2 is 4, 3 minus 25. Okay, lastly we have to write a3, b3, c3. a3 is 2, b3 is -3, c3 is 1. Okay, so evaluation process is very simple if you see here. So first what you do is you write this 1. Okay, sign has to be plus, remember. Okay, next you write minus. Okay, and whatever element is there you have to write. See here, so plus this first element minus second element, again you will write plus third element. Hope the thing is clear to you. Plus first element minus second element plus third element. So plus first element is how much? 1. Yes, minus second element is -1. Okay, plus third element is again -1. Hope the thing is clear to you. So next you have to do multiplication. So whenever you are multiplying with this, remove that row and column. Okay, so remove that row and column. So only these 4 numbers are left, or else you can hide this way. All right, if you hide, you can see 4 numbers, that is 3 minus 3 minus 25 and 1. So there you have to do cross multiplication. How? Let us see. You have to multiply first this way. So 3 into 1 is 3, then write minus. Okay, so now we will multiply these two. So minus into minus is plus, right? So 3 into 25 is 75. So this is 75. Okay, next also we are going to do the same. So in the next one we have -1. So we will remove this row, okay, and we'll remove this row and we'll remove this column. So what are the numbers that you can see here? You see 4 minus 25, 2 and 1. So you'll multiply 4 and 1. So 4 into 1 is 4, and as I said, you'll write minus, okay. Now you'll multiply these two. So 2 into 25 is 50, but here we have got a minus as well, right? So it will be minus 50. Alright, okay. Now at last we have minus 1. So let me remove this again. So it's very easy to calculate, alright. Only thing is you have to be very careful what you need to remove and what you need not remove. So here we have got third element. So third element is this one. So we'll remove its column and its rows. So the numbers that you can see here is 4 minus 3. So what is 4 into minus 3? It is minus 12. So we'll write minus 12. As the rule says, we have to write minus out here. So this is 2 into 3, that is 6. Okay, fine. Now let us simplify this. So this is 1 plus 1 is 1 itself. So 1 into anything becomes that much itself, and 3 minus 75 is how much? This is minus 72. Okay, so minus into minus becomes plus. So this whole thing is plus 1. And how much is this? This is 4. Minus into minus is plus. Yes. So 4 plus 50 is how much? 54. Okay. So at last we have minus 12 minus 6 is minus 18. So minus 18 into minus 1 is plus 18, isn't it? So minus 72. So let us add this plus and plus. Okay, 54 plus 18 is how much? This is 72, isn't it? See, this is minus 72, this is plus 72, and both of them gets cancelled. So we have only 0 left. So basically we saw that the value of this determinant turns out to be 0. Now, if the value of determinant turns out to be 0, what is the meaning of that? The meaning of that is the 3 lines are concurrent. Okay, so at last you'll write, therefore L1, L2 and L3 are concurrent. Alright, so you may pause the video to note down. You will try next question by yourself. Alright, that is 28-2, and you will write 29 by yourself. Pause the video to note down. Okay, so dear students, today we have done till question number 29, right? So we will continue our exercise in the next video. And I request you to please go through the solved examples, as I say in almost every classes, okay, because solved example is very important. From there also you will find some extra questions where you may have some difficulty, okay. So it makes your understanding better if you go through the solved examples. All right, so with that we close for the day. Thank you very much.